Hi folks, hope you're doing good today. And I've got 3 bands for you today, and I'm going to class these bands as just pure heavy metal. They've got deep, sludgy, doomy parts, but just checking out a few seconds of them all, they all just sound like thick, deep, heavy metal. Gonna rock your tits off today. Right, the first band we've got up is called Rear Naked Choke, and this track's called Suicide Betsy. So let's get straight into it. That's what I mean. Chunky as hell guitars. Yeah. Oh, that old school heavy metal vibe. Yeah. Yeah. Hammer steel for a seat. There's no front brakes. 18 inches. 7 degrees on the tree. Super-E. 4-speed transmission. Foot clutch. Slap it, pull it. Lyrics all about the bike. Slap it, pull it. I guess Suicide Betsy's the bike then, is she? Slap it and pull it and push. It's all American steel. Yeah. Nice ride. Let's say, got that old school vibe, heavy metal. Just put your horns up, rock out. Yeah. Now you can hear the bass in the mix over these guitars, but it is quite a clean bass tone. Oh, it's grinding a bit more now. Yeah, nice mix. Everything's sat well in the mix. Got the different vocal layering and stuff going on, which is good. Just a good heavy metal vibe to this. Nod your head off. Yeah. I think this is the first track we've had all about a motorcycle. It's pretty cool. Not so cool if she kills you every time you get on her though. Good guitar tones in this one. Good amount of reverb on the drums, make them ring out. Yeah. Say, got a bit of that sludge, got a bit of that kind of bluesiness to it as well. Yeah, bring in that double bass, make it a big ending. Good. Good composition. Let's say it's got that old school vibe. You know, you've heard this kind of stuff before, but that's because it sounds good. Thick guitars, good, you know, pumping drums, and good vocal as well. Sat well in the mix. Everything sat well in the mix on there. So yeah, nothing to kind of, you know, pick you up on about there. You could hear the bass grinding away as well. So yeah, good stuff. These heavy metal guys, as I've said before, it's the heavy metal guys that get the bass right. They crank the bass up in heavy metal. That's why it's heavy, you know, because it's so bassy and just heavy music. Yeah, you know, I always go on about the bass, and that's why. Anyway, next band up is called Brackish Tide, and this one's called Devil's Daughter. So let's see what they've got. Yeah. Again, bassy, low-end guitars. Thick as hell. These are a bit darker in terms of tone. A bit more muffled, not got as much high end to it. Drums are cutting through the mix nicely. When you use a very dark tone, it can kind of take over the whole mix sometimes. Yeah. Again, got that bluesiness, got that sludginess to it, bit doomy, lots of low end. Yeah. Good vocal. Done the vocal layering that you need. I like that guitar. It's one of my favourite Schecters, that one in the purple. Good. Has that guy got a double bass there? That's a 5-string as well. That's pretty interesting. Nice drum kit. Good head nod energy to this one. Grooving. Got that kind of undertow vibe to it. A bit more stonery. Yeah, those are thick guitars. Bit of wah. You can hear the bass in this mix. It is kind of supporting the guitars very much, but you can hear it in the mix as well. And he's got that double bass there, electric double bass that must be. Don't see that too often. Yeah. Sounds good. You can hear it in the mix quite nicely, actually. Good vocal. Suits the music well, sits in the mix well. Goes with the whole vibe of the music. Yeah, that kind of drawn out, low end, heavy metal. Stonery, as I say. Just nod your head, big heavy nod to this. Just nod your head up. Now I'm just noticing the cymbals are a little bit thin, and on this long drawn out music, it's, in my opinion, it's nice to have big washy cymbals, because if you listen to the music now, because the guitars are low, the vocals kind of low, you know, the bass is obviously very low, and the cymbals are the only thing that's in that high end of the music. And to have a bit more sustain on them, you know, just would fill out that area a bit more. So yeah, maybe a little bit more reverb on the cymbals wouldn't have gone amiss, but it sounded very good anyway. Great guitar tones. We've gone back to that track again. Great guitar tones, good vocal, good vibe to the music. Yeah, if you're looking for that kind of band, you know, that'll satisfy your urge, no problem. Now, the last band we've got up to date is called Carcinogen Daily, and this track is called Sterilized. We'll just get straight into this one. Oh, that bass come in then. Fuzzy bass. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I like the vocal. I like the way sounds pretty cool. Reminds me of a band called Vision of Disorder. Nothing like this, but he did that with his vocal. I always liked it. Good guitar tone, different guitar tone in this band. It's dirty, it's a bit dark, but it's not as chunky as the other ones that we've had. A bit more jangly. Good drums though. Good fuzzy bass. You can hear that in the mix as well. Yeah. Good vibes to this one. Now this one's a bit more doomy than the other guys were. Stonery, sludgy as well, but still that old school heavy metal, heavy music, big drums, slow beats to nod your head off to. I think I'm not sure, I think they've only done one vocal layer on this, but it's working out, it sounds good in the mix. Yeah, I don't think there's 2 layers in there, they've just put a bit of reverb and delay on it. And that works as well, that thickens up a vocal, but sometimes you need to, double track it just to make it to make it sit in the mix the same as the guitars and the drums and the bass do. But this doesn't sound thin. His voice sits well in the mix. And when your music's this deep and bassy and dirty, as I've said before, sometimes it can be hard to make other things cut through that mix because it's just filled up the whole waveform with just noise. But all 3 bands have done a good job of being able to give every instrument and every bit of music its space in the mix, even though they're all competing for that space. Very nice, I enjoyed that one a lot. Good vocal, good guitar tones, good fuzzy bass, and the drums were nice as well. So yeah, everything came together nice. Everything came together nicely for all the bands today, I'd have to say. This stuff isn't really my wheelhouse that I would listen to on the regular, but I always like to listen to bands like this when they come past me. I'll always check them out, and give it a listen because it's just got a good vibe to it, a good head nod, kind of, energy to it. You just get stuck in the pocket and that's your way. You've got a sore neck half an hour later. So yeah, I like this music. It's just not stuff that I kind of search out and look for any further than kind of doing these vids, or if it just pops up in my YouTube, something like that. So yeah, good stuff. That's why I want to do this channel, because I get exposed to more and more of these kind of bands that I wouldn't normally find out and dig out. So yeah, good stuff. That's what I'm doing it for. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. A good day on the channel as far as I'm concerned. We've got different stuff coming up tomorrow, different stuff every single day. I'm going to try and mix it up every day so we don't have 2, same styles 2 days in a row or anything like that. We're doing well so far. We're getting a lot of good submissions. So yeah, good stuff. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. See you around. Bye.